Comparison is the thief of joy and an incubator for shame. Hi, I'm Rev Jo UU, and I was talking about that in church today, and that the full quote, the first part most of us have probably heard, but then that second part came in a conversation that I was having with a mentor of mine, Dr. Ken Schumann, who works in systems theory. And boy, I just thought that was just such a really great point. I was preaching about stigma. Stigma is about shame, and part of that I think is very self-evident. Of course, if you have a stigmatized characteristic, our society is constantly giving you messages that you should be ashamed of it. But here's the other point that Ken brought up to me when we were talking, and that is when we find ourselves being judgmental about someone else's stigma, when we are then comparing ourselves to them, a lot of time that judgment and perhaps smugness that we feel is an ointment for our own shame. Perhaps there is something in our lives that we feel ashamed about and we don't want to face it. And so it's so much easier to look at someone who has a different stigma than we do and go, yeah, but I don't have their problem. Anyway, just thinking about that idea that comparison is the thief of joy and an incubator for shame.